Hello, 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 Glassman boppers. Hello, goblins. Hello, goblins. Hello. It's a new week, and with a new week, we have a new podcast. And chances are, with a new podcast, we have a brand new guest. This week, it's Joe Coy. For those of you who don't know Joe Coy, he is one of the most successful stand-up comedians ever. He started doing stand-up in coffee shops in Las Vegas, and now he sells out theaters and arenas around the world. In 2017, Joe Coy broke a record in Honolulu by selling the most tickets by a single artist at 23,000 over 11 shows. So the mayor of Honolulu officially named November 24th Joe Coy Day. So it is Joe Coy Day in a few weeks. He recently became the only comedian to sell 17,000 tickets over 30 shows at the Brea Improv. Last year in 2018, the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Montreal, which is the biggest comedy festival in the world, named him Comedian of the Year. He has 4 specials over Comedy Central and Netflix, the newest one being Comin in Hot on Netflix that came out this year. That's the one we talk about the most during this podcast. It's awesome. He is currently on his Just Kidding World Tour. You can get tickets at joecoy.com. Tickets are going through May of 2020. I know he's in Australia, and I believe tickets to Dubai come out today. So I want to mention this podcast for a second. I'm so happy with how this has been going. I'm so happy with the type of guests that have been willing and wanting to come over. I'm so excited that it's been growing. We've got 700 new subscribers on YouTube in the past week. If you listen on iTunes or Spotify, I would love it if you would click subscribe and rate it 5 stars. And if you're watching on YouTube, which is my favorite by far, unless this is the first time you've seen this podcast, then please, I'd like to earn it. But if you've watched it before, click subscribe, click the bell, click the like. I post new podcasts every Monday. Leave some comments. I do read pretty much all the comments, and I do respond to a lot of them. If you want to follow on Instagram, we're at ShoesOffPod and at Rick Glassman, where I post behind the scenes and trailers and highlights from different episodes. Okay, let's get into it. For those of you who are new to this podcast and don't quite know how to digest it yet, if you're in a car and you're not the person driving, take your shoes off. Now, if you're in a car and you're the person driving, disregard. But if you're in the passenger seat or the back seat, take them off. If you're at home, put your feet up, pour yourself a glass of lemonade or my favorite, a glass of water, and enjoy the next hour. Now, I'm excited to say we got a sponsor. During the commercial of this product, I do make a claim that it is guaranteed to give girls tons of orgasms. I want you to know that is a comedy claim and not real. The only way I could guarantee you that you could make love and she's going to have multiple orgasms is if you play my podcast, Take Your Shoes Off, in the background. Scoot-doo, bubbity blue. Just scoot forward a half an inch.
Forward?
Forward.
Dang, so you're doing all 3 of these, and then you're just dumping it onto your hard drive.
This is water, so just maybe it'll tie you over. Fucking great, dude. Is that what you want to do with your...
Yeah.
You sure? Why don't you just get started without me, dude?
Yeah? I don't hear anything.
Hello?
Yeah.
You hear nothing?
Now, I hear you.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah!
There I am.
Testing.
Yep.
All right. Joe, this is a silly question. And we don't know each other, so you might give me a silly answer, and I won't know the truth.
Yeah.
You came over, I met you outside. You have a nice car.
Thank you.
You have a nice watch. You have
Thank
cool
you.
clothes. You have a deal with Levi's, I think.
I don't.
What's up with that jacket that from the ghetto to the Getty?
You like that?
Yeah, is that not your jacket?
No.
Huh.
It's my.
You wear it.
I wear it.
I thought that was your jacket.
It's my logo.
From the ghetto to the Getty.
Yes.
But you put it on a Levi's jacket.
Yes.
You
know, back in the day when I was a kid, you would paint on the back of Levi's.
Yes.
Before there was streetwear, kids would do it. So that was always my thing, painting on the back of painting on the pant or painting on the back of the Levi's jacket. So that's my whole reason behind that, putting that piece of work on the back of that jacket.
But don't you need Levi's permission for that?
No, I mean, I didn't
At
know
your
this,
level?
I didn't know this show was gonna get me in trouble.
Levi's is actually the past couple weeks has been a sponsor of our show.
Oh, really? No. You son of a bitch.
No, I don't have sponsors. I don't even have good coffee right yet.
Yeah. That's.
Well,
you mean the oat milk that you provided for me over ice?
You burned me. So what happened was,
I want to know why you gave me a splash of oat milk.
You mean instead of just the watered down coffee?
And then the brown water that you placed in there.
So I asked Joe beforehand if you'd like a coffee or tea.
No,
you made it easy.
No, let me rephrase what you
Sure,
said.
please.
Because you're trying to justify your fuck up.
I didn't realize I was doing that, but I may have been, and you have my attention.
No, This is what you said. You go, in the text, you go, Joe, when you come over here, is there anything I can get for you? Like a coffee? I go, I would love that. And then you respond, what would you like?
Right.
Is there a coffee bean near?
You say made
Just
an easy request. No, I'm on your team.
Hold on.
I'm
Just
on your
listen.
side
No,
here.
but listen.
Okay.
And then you go, drink that fucking, and then you go, hey man, I got some great Australian coffee beans that my girl's mom bought me, and I could put that over ice. And I was like, why did you even offer anything?
Meaning that sounds like a great idea.
Well, no, I just don't understand. Why even offer it? Like, you should have just said, hey, Joe, I have some coffee from Australia that might...
Oh.
And I could just make that for you. Instead of going, hey, man, is there something that you like in particular to make you... So since you're coming here on your own and not getting paid for it. Like, you know what I mean? My time is money. And then to offer... You know what I mean? Like, your offerings that like, hey, man, I understand that you're going out of your way to do this. Let me get something for you.
So you
like,
thought,
let me buy. Like, I thought you meant buy.
You thought, when I said that, you thought, hey, I asked Rick to get me a coffee bean. He seemed to not want to get me coffee bean. I don't want to bother. Whatever you got is fine. That's what you were saying to me.
No, what I'm saying is you offered to buy me something.
I offered to get you anything.
Anything.
And when it happened to have been the one thing that I have.
And then you said a coffee. And you said a coffee.
Right.
Is there anything I can get for you? Like a coffee or something?
But what
and
if
I said,
you
yeah,
wanted,
I love coffee bean. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm feeling defensive when I'm agreeing with you, and now I do know why. And I do know why.
No, hold on. Let me take a sip of this.
Yeah, it's just water, man. It's water with a little oat milk. I am so sorry. When I found out that what you wanted was coffee and not something special that I couldn't make here, I thought to myself, oh, I could get you trash, or I could make you trash. Sorry if I stepped on that, but I had to throw myself in front of it.
No, it's good.
So my girlfriend's mom brought me this amazing coffee, and it's so good. And I always make a cup for myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was nervous. I filled up a lot of water. I didn't add more beans. It came out watery as shit. So as this came out and I wanted to brew another cup, the text said that you were outside. Yeah. So my girlfriend is you made my girlfriend go to Coffee Bean to get you a cup.
Make her.
You made her.
I didn't make her. You came out. First of all, you came out of this place soaking wet. I want everyone to know that. Soaking wet.
Wetter than I look right now? Or is this how wet I was?
More wet.
I was wetter.
Like juicy. Like your hair was juicy. You have the perm.
Oh, no, I didn't look in the mirror yet.
But it's very juicy, very wet, very UTFO, very ready for the world, very soul glow. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Did you even know the first two references that I said to you?
The only one I was looking at myself, I heard Soul Glow. I know.
What about
America?
Ready for the World?
No.
UTFO.
No, it's a band.
Look them up.
Well, yeah, we'll already had a picture of
and then put your picture in the band.
I mean, so much editing, but okay.
Just do it.
Okay.
Please.
Fine.
Because that's exactly what you look like. You were very wet.
Do I look more
you
like...
You looked concerned.
I was.
Because the fires are here. So I was like, maybe he drenched himself due to the fires. And this is how he came out. This is how he came out to the car. He goes, like you were out of breath. You went, look at me. Man.
Oh.
You went, man, something is happened.
So you're thinking there's something dangerous with fires.
Holy fuck, the fires.
Right.
He's wet. His girl is in all denim.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're trying to
get
a
Levi's
concerned. Sponsor.
Come to find out, it's just coffee. You couldn't fucking make your coffee that you bragged about in the text.
Dude, you're so funny. And I know I'm in a really good mood. I got some stuff going on even before you walked in. For whatever reason, I woke up on the right side today.
Yeah.
And then what just happened is I woke up and there was this amazing cake. Yeah. Moist, delicious, gluten-free, ready to be eaten. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
And then I go outside. I see a guy in a dope car with a great watch and cool gear.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, man, I hope you don't mind. I brought the best icing in the world. You mind if I lather your cake with this?
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now.
That's so good.
But I'm going to get a stomachache. I could feel it.
Yeah. Are you really gluten-free? Is that really a thing? Like, and I'm not trying to be funny because, there's a lot of people, like, I have a lot of friends that are like, oh, I'm gluten free. And I'm just like, when did this start? Because I don't understand it. Are you really, you can't have gluten?
I can and will answer that in under a minute. But before I do that, I want you to help me guide this podcast.
Can I have cereal with this?
Burn me. You know what? Apparently the fires are closer than we realized because you're burning me real good right now. And
Can we put some cinnamon toast crunch in here and make this flavorful?
I got gluten free.
Can we make this milk horchata?
Come on, man.
Your fucking Australian coffee?
Oh, shit, man. She's coming soon, okay?
I'm just saying,
right.
man. What the fuck kind of...
You know what I could do? I could throw some coffee ice cubes in there. Those are concentrated.
Those are good.
Yeah. You want to chew on some of
those?
those?
Do you have it?
Yeah. You want to chew on some coffee cubes?
Yeah.
Let me get some coffee cubes. That'll make for a good edit. Come right back to crunching
Yeah.
cubes.
I have fake teeth.
You do?
All of my teeth are fake.
I don't like to talk about people's teeth on the podcast. You could.
Okay, I'll talk about it.
Why do you have fake teeth?
I fell on a rock when I was a kid.
Cubes for you or no?
Huh?
Am I getting these for you or no?
No. Yeah, I get it. I fell on a rock when I was a kid. I was 14 and I smashed my whole face on a rock. Knocked out 3. And I had temporary teeth for about 6 months. And my whole life, I would perform with these fucked up teeth. Like for the first 16 years of my career, they were all just mangled, yellow. Some were black. You know what I mean?
You putting it in here?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's turn it into coffee. Whatever. Let's turn this milk into coffee. I love it.
Sorry about that. That's not going to melt within the next.
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure your ice cubes have no coffee in it either.
No, those are good. So you were telling me that you fell on a rock and you fucked up your teeth?
Yeah, bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what were your bad teeth like? Do you have pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah? Will you send me pictures of you?
Of course. The Tonight Show is
Wait,
so bad.
you were performing? Oh, no. This is years later. So you had the bad fake teeth for years.
Oh, for years.
How long?
Oh my God, until I was like 34.
Oh, so you really?
I would
Why?
smile. I would smile, Rick, because I had one tooth that was shoved all the way up into my gum. I would smile at my own, like when I would laugh on stage, I would smile like this.
Because you were hiding it.
Because I would cover that gap, yeah. It
Wait,
was so bad.
You were successful before you were 34.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
No. I was still working when I did the Tonight Show, I was still working at Nordstrom Rack.
How old when you started stand-up?
I was 18.
Here.
No, I started in Vegas.
You were 18 when you started stand-up.
Yeah.
And you did
18, 19.
Tonight Show for the first time. How old are you?
I was 31, 32.
13, 14 years.
Yeah.
And you were selling clothes?
I was selling shoes.
Oh, I knew.
And
you were
I was
selling
working
shoes.
at Wells Fargo as well, too. And a bookstore. And a yacht, cleaning yachts at Marina Del Rey, all at the same time, because I had my kid.
You had your kid at what, 30?
I had my kid at 31. So, yeah, I did the Tonight Show at 33.
What's the band that you said I look like? UTFO?
UTFO and Ready for the World.
Do I look more...
Anything with a Jerry curl from the 80s.
Do I look more like someone from either of those bands or more like your son?
Now you look like my son. And it's so funny because people say it.
I get so many comments on it.
Yeah.
I started talking to you on Instagram because of all the messages I was getting.
Yeah.
And I mean, one of them that was tagged, there was maybe a second, if that, where I'm like, I don't remember making this video. And then I realized, oh, it's not me.
It's not you.
Yeah.
That's a 16-year-old boy. I was a 16-year-old boy.
Is there...
That you got confused with.
That's what... Yeah, I thought that's what you were doing. I thought you were doing
Yeah.
that. I wasn't sure if...
That was a 16-year-old boy that
So-
you confused yourself with. But you're a very old face.
What are you doing? And I edit this, so I'll take some of this out. What are you talking to me like this?
I was just saying, like, don't compare yourself to my son.
I was saying that...
Like, don't invite me and offer me shitty coffee and then compare yourself to my son. That's all I'm saying. Are you going to edit this out?
Sorry about that. We had an edit. There was just a little mishap with the machines, the equipment. One of the mics started to be a real big bully.
Yeah, a real big bully, man. Let me ask you about your teeth.
Yeah.
Why do you have nice teeth? Are those real?
Yeah. My bottom row is not good.
Wait, but your tops are
Yeah,
real?
They're all real. It's just the top row, for whatever reason, they're all straight and strong. And
No, they look amazing. Like they look fake.
thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
seriously. Do people say that? Like, are those porcelain or?
No, they say those look amazing and real. It's weird that people tell me they look real, but they do tell me they look real.
Your bottoms look real.
You're covering, bring this out. You're covering your face a little bit. I want to show off those nice teeth that you have too. Yeah,
Mine are fake. Dude, seriously though,
Thank you.
what good teeth, man.
we're done. Let's.
And
I
then
wanna
what
talk
happened
about
with the
you.
bottoms though? Why'd you neglect the bottoms?
And this is you're going to think that I'm being ridiculous, and it's not worth answering you. So can we move on?
Please do it. Answer the question.
Yeah, I wanted a reminder that I'm not perfect. And I know that sounds stupid, and I know I'm not perfect, but this is one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Like I look in a mirror and I have that smile.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not like he's too hot. I'm just like a good-looking, tall, strong, funny guy that needs to be put in check sometimes.
Yeah.
And then when I smile and go like this,
There it is.
yeah. But the truth is, my parents never thought to take me to an orthodontist. And now I'm 35, and who gives a shit? Can we talk about you now?
Yeah. It's more about me.
Before we get into you,
I think you're lying.
about my teeth?
Yeah.
Not at all.
We'll move on though. You don't want to talk about it, but I think you're a liar.
I just think
I
it's-
think your fans think you're a liar.
All right, leave some comments below. Let me know if you think these
Do you think Rick's lying? Do you think he's a liar?
Joe, I really appreciate you spending the time to come here. I do. I mean that. Where do you
you.
live? What part of town?
I live on the
Oh, you live south of here.
mountain.
Up.
Yeah.
Because of success.
Success.
Yeah.
Success brought me up.
Hi, Betty. Thank you. You could come on in. Thank you so much. Joe's been burning me because the coffee your mom got me got watered down because of my poor coffee making skills.
I think you just don't grind enough beans.
Yeah, I didn't put in enough beans.
Oh.
Baby, thank you.
Does this look right?
What's that?
Does this look right?
Oh, that looks real good.
Okay. I'm talking about the coffee.
Yeah.
Can we put it here?
Huh?
No, I'll
No. I like to drink it.
Thank you so much.
That's nice.
You hear that?
Yeah.
A girl's got to pee.
Thank you, Betty.
That's okay.
Oh my God, it's perfect. Holy shit. Oh my God.
All right, well, since you're not mic'd up, and also I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you. But unless you wanted to come over here, but otherwise we're going to continue, okay, baby?
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Very nice. You're a very nice man.
Thank you.
You are a very nice man. I said that to you a long time ago.
When?
I don't remember, but I remember saying it. I mean, I don't remember when. I just remember seeing you.
I happen to have a clip. We did it. We got advertisers. Well, advertiser. And if there's anything I like more than advertisers, it's getting big, fat, hunky boners. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you Blue Chew. Guys, do you remember the days when you were always ready to go? I know I do. I used to have boners so big that that people were impressed by them. Well, now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up. BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue. Did you know Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis? So you know it works. Girls, give me 1 sec. I'm finishing up this advertisement. Okay, but there's 10 of us. You think you can pleasure all of us? I don't think that'll be a problem. So you can take this anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. Oh, right. Since they're chewable, though, they do work twice as fast as a pill. So you'll be ready to go whenever the opportunity arises. I love the word arises because they're talking about a big old cock. It's guaranteed to make the girl have 9 orgasms. Now, don't hold Blue Chew accountable to that. That is take your shoes off guarantee. Blue Chew is prescribed online and it ships straight to your door in a discreet package. So there's no in-person doctor visits. There's no waiting in the pharmacy. Sometimes you go up to the pharmacist who's got big jugs and you have to be like, oh, I go soft in condoms. Not anymore, guy. Best of all, no more awkwardness. That one I can't guarantee. The whole thing, even with a big rock hard cock, still having sex is going to be awkward. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little Jewish. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than at a pharmacy. I have a special deal for my goblins. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use the special promo code SHOES. That's SHOES. Just pay $5 for shipping. Again, that's Blue, BLUE Chew.com with promo code SHOES to try it free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, and faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring the podcast.
And we're back.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
It'll just be an advertisement for my dad's rug store or something. Thanks for thinking I'm nice, man.
No, you are. You're very nice.
Joe, so there are certain guests that I have on that I have like a particular relationship with, and I want to showcase that. A lot of goofy, a lot of silly. There are some people that I kind of want to ask like some questions about the origins because of how the cool stuff that they've done. You happen to be definitely the latter one, but I would love to play with you.
Yeah.
So I
fine.
want to find that balance, but I do want to ask some questions.
Yeah.
Joe, how old were you when you started stand-up? You said 18.
I was 18.
You were in Vegas.
I was in Vegas.
Now, Vegas is a town where people go to perform.
Yeah.
But to start in Vegas, to start in a headlining city,
Yeah.
what made you want to do that? Go.
Well, I wanted to be a comic when I was 11. And,
Why'd you wait so long?
And then when we went to, I couldn't get stage time.
In Vegas.
Yeah. And so I had to rent out theaters.
Is this true?
Yeah, 100%.
You rented out theaters. The theater seats, how much?
I had one theater
Thousands.
that had about 660 seats.
Okay. So you rented out a 660 theater
I would go get people to sponsor my show.
before you ever did stand-up.
It was like I was already kind of doing stand-up, but I was like, fuck it. I might as well just get my own theater.
How long into stand-up are you?
At that point, I was about 20, I don't know, 25, 26.
Oh, so you've been doing it for 7+ years.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I decided
But
to
how'd you get the stage time when you said you couldn't?
coffee houses?
So you're just doing small venues
Yeah.
in Vegas.
And then I got like booked to open for people. And then the booker would give me like a stack of 2-for-1s. And I would hand these 2-for-1s to my friends. And then I'd notice that everyone in the theater were my 2-for-1s. So I was like, well, why am I giving them the money when I could do it myself?
What do you mean everybody in the theater were your 2-for-1s?
Well, it was whoever I handed it to was in the theater. It wasn't because of the headliner. It was
Right,
because of
right.
me. So I was like, well, why am I doing that? And then they're only giving me, what, $25 a night?
Right.
I was like, fuck this.
And you're out on the street literally working.
I was
getting
literally
people.
handing it
Right.
to everybody. So I was like, might as well just get a theater.
When I walk down the Vegas Strip, there's always
Yeah.
the guys that are trying to get me to go to the whorehouses,
Oh,
and they're
God.
flicking the cards and
Yeah.
stuff.
That-
Is that what you were doing? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
I was flicking those cards.
And then people are saying, "What is this?" And you say,
Comedy.
and they go,
I
"I'm
know
in."
those. I know that guy has tits, but I'm trying to show you some comedy.
And then people are say, "All right."
Yeah.
And then you
Well, I mean, no, you just hand as many as you can.
are you funny at that point?
I mean, I'm funny as I thought I could be.
Well,
Yeah.
are you ready
I
to
was
be doing
still-
your own theater shows?
It wasn't that I was ready. It was just that I was hungry. And it's like, I'm not going to let someone, just take everything when I know I'm doing all the work. Like I
Take
want to be
everything you're saying,
rewarded.
the production side.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a bar that was turned into a comedy club. There was a lot of like factors to it that I was just kind of like, nah, I could do this on my own.
Wow.
And plus I liked wearing all the hats, man. I loved, getting sponsors. I loved making the brochures and the programs, and I loved doing all
you
that.
do the
stuff.
artwork for
I
everything?
did everything.
Don't you work with some of your family?
What do you mean?
I may have my facts mixed up, but didn't you work with your sister?
Oh, my sister's, yeah, she's my tour manager.
But that's once you got to a point of touring. At the
Yeah.
beginning, it's all you.
It was all me.
So for people listening that don't know what the process of stand-up is, everybody's process is different. But I think it's fair to say the kind of standard approach is you do stand-up at open mics, and then wherever you're allowed to even open for somebody, or some clubs will let you in on off nights, and you do that for 7 to 10 years before you start doing weekends places, and then you do that for probably forever until you're like a 0.1% of people who start doing theaters. And then you decided to just do theaters because you basically could fill a room.
You got to remember the time that I started too. I started in '89. So we didn't have the pleasures of, the internet and MySpace and Instagram and Facebook. Nothing was promoting me. So, you had to build that yourself. So it was a lot more pressure for me. I had to go to Kinko's and cut flyers. I had to go to parking lots and put them in. There was a lot more of a grind back then.
Did you enjoy
There's
that?
a lot of stuff that you guys have in the palm of your hand that you get to use at your disposal. You know what I mean?
Does that though that tool becomes easier to get myself out there? It's so much
still
more watered
hard.
down.
It's still hard.
It's like the coffee I gave you.
Yeah, your coffee's awful.
It was watered down.
It was awful.
How do you use Instagram now in social media? Does it help your following is your following already, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
it does matter. I just, I'm the old guy that came into something new
With social.
with social. And I remember when Dane, I was in the lobby of the Laugh Factory, and Dane Cook, at the end of every show, I would hand out flyers, and Dane just looked at me and he was like, "Bro, just get a MySpace page. Like,
So
you
this
don't
is
have
what,
to hand out
2005?
flyers." Yeah, he was like, "You don't have to hand out flyers anymore. You can make a flyer." Like, my mind, like, I can't tell these kids now what that meant to me. You know what I mean? Because my mind blew up. I was just like, what are you talking about? Flyer. It's like digital flyer. You just get your fan base, and then you can hand out, instead of making 10,000 flyers like you do every week, send it out to your fans right here on MySpace. It blew my mind. I didn't understand it.
How'd your fans find you once you did a MySpace account?
I was still handing out flyers, and I still hand out flyers to this day.
You hand out flyers now. Do you personally hand them out?
No. I have them placed and put on the seats and stuff.
And
But
what does that do?
I feel like, I don't know, man. It's my old school mentality. I feel like people still love tangible stuff. They like to bring home something. You know what I mean? Like we can have all these beautiful things like Instagram, but when you hand someone an actual flyer, they love it. They want to take it.
Right.
Like, this is a piece of that show, and I'm going to take this home with me. That means more. I don't know. It just means more to me, and it means more to them.
I just went to Universal Studios and took a picture on the Jurassic Park ride. And though you could take a picture on your phone, I bought it because I just want, I did like coming home with that.
Exactly. And I do the same thing. It's so crazy that you just said that, and I'm not trying to be funny. Because with my son, those are the most important pictures that I have.
Theme park ones?
Because it was a special moment.
Right.
And it's the cheesiness of it. It was us looking at it together. There's a lot behind that picture. Whereas when you do a selfie on the ride, that's just an action to me now.
Yeah.
But that is a moment, and it's captured, and there's a story behind that, and there's a price behind it. There's like $29.99 or whatever it is that you pay. That means something to you.
There's also something that I would never have bought or cared about if it wasn't part of the process, like the dinosaur frame.
Yes.
The kitsch factor. There's something about I fucking love this thing.
I love it.
I literally have it on a mantle.
I have it with my son. I swear to God, man. Like I didn't even know you had that, but I have so many of those with my son, and I treasure those more than any picture that I have on my phone or on Instagram or anything. I treasure those. I love those.
Do you ever print pictures you take on your phone?
No, not really. It's hard for me to get rid of them, though.
Yeah.
I have all my phones. I won't turn them in.
Yeah.
I can't.
I have everything backed up, and I have all my phones, and you
Yep.
can just see that the generations
Yeah,
of them
me
getting
too.
cooler and more expensive.
Yep, and all of them cracked, but I won't. I will not throw them away. Yeah.
What do you put on a flyer in 2019?
The minimal amount of stuff that you can possibly put on it.
I'm going to ask for a picture of a flyer so I could put it up on
Yeah.
this. But what is on there? JoeCoy.com?
Not joecoy.com, but I put on my 2 Netflix specials.
Hold on one second. I want to grab some.
I'm going to drink some of this good coffee.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about your specials. You have more than 2 specials, though.
I have 4.
But only 2 of them are
4.5 if you consider the half hour.
the half hour, which was for what?
Comedy Central.
The new one is coming in hot on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I watched that last night. And you know what? I want to do this. I want to there's certain bits that are in it that I want to talk about that I feel like I'm now going to be obligated to because we're talking about the special. So I'm not going to talk about the bits yet. Let's talk about your special for a second.
Okay.
In the process of that.
Okay.
Coming in hot.
Yeah.
Just came out this year. And
4 months ago.
And that venue was huge.
Yeah.
Where was that?
That was the Blaisdell
In
Arena.
Hawaii. Wait, what's it called?
The Blaisdell Arena.
Why do it in Hawaii?
When you go 30 years, and it took me that long to get that special, and as much, like, man, this is a long story, man. You know
Do you
what I
not
mean?
wanna tell it?
No, I do want to tell it, but like this is like a serious moment. You know what I mean?
I'm very, very
so
interested.
I wanted to show the world what 30 years look like, and what
30 years of stand-up.
and what my heart was, and I wanted to showcase that. I wanted to represent that, and it had to be there. It couldn't be anywhere else because Netflix, and I love Netflix. Don't get me wrong, and they were right as far as the money. They were like, if you want the money, the play is here. But I was like, I'd rather lose all my money and show this body of work where it needs to be shown. You know what I mean? Like this, and I opted to go for Hawaii because I knew that 30,000 people were going to come out.
You have a huge following in Hawaii.
That's one of them. Yeah,
That was 30,000 people?
It was
Or the X shows
It was
divided
four.
by-
It was 4 shows. They sold out in like
7,500 apiece.
it was about 7,500. Man, there was one show that had almost 9,000. They were sitting behind the stage. They couldn't even see. So like when you watch that special, there's one reason why it's so loud in there. There's literally about 1,000 people sitting behind the logo with no view.
Well, what's the point of that? Just they want to hear it?
They just wanted to be there for that moment.
I'm still not understanding. 30 years, you're taking less money to shoot it at this place because it means so much to you.
They
Why
gave me
is
the
this
same
place?
amount of money, but
Cost
I
more
would
to
have
make.
made more
Yeah.
money if I would have shot it somewhere where it was cheaper.
But why are 30,000 people coming out in Hawaii and not like your special before live in Seattle?
Live from Seattle, Netflix didn't shoot that. So Netflix said no to that. And that one crushed my heart because I was just like, wow, man. There's cats that Netflix gave specials to that opened for me that I took on the road for
All right.
a couple years. No names, no need for names, but I'm just like, and
Why
I'm
not? You're not saying anything bad about them.
No, I'm not, because they deserve the specials too. And I was just like, wow, I didn't understand the reasoning behind that. And then,
So did you produce that one yourself?
man, the whole fucking thing.
You put all the money up your
Every
front.
when you watch Live from Seattle, I am completely broke at that point.
That was a few years before.
That was
this.
3 years ago. And I was completely broke. My
But-
son was upstairs in the green room. I remember I was praying to God that it didn't rain because the forecast said it was going to rain because there's no awnings around the building. So people were wrapped around the building and the second show would have been wet. Everyone would have been drenched if it would have rained.
I love being drenched.
And, yeah, I noticed. And they came in. The rain didn't come.
So it was one night,
God-
2 shows?
One night, 2 shows. Sold out both shows. I mean, everything. I promoted that building. I rented that building.
You rented
The sound guy,
You
the
rented a
direct-
building
Everything.
for the night.
Everything. So when I first started in Vegas renting theaters,
Right.
when Netflix said no, then my manager was just like, well, fuck it. Let's shoot it ourselves. And I'm like, man, this isn't anything I haven't done before. So let's go. So I rented the theater. I remember Michelle Caputo and Shannon, that's my director and producer. I was just like, let's do this. Oh God, the sound guy, God, there's so many people, man. And I couldn't believe how many hats I wore that night. But every person I put on that thing cost me so much money.
She directs a lot of comedy specials.
Yeah.
And she was into what you were doing.
Yeah, she came to see me in DC and I was just like, I gotta have you on. I want you to shoot this.
Is this
please.
the first special that
was live from Seattle?
And because she also directed your Coming in Hot.
She had to do Coming in Hot, which was crazy because she's in New York, which just costs so much money just to fly them to Hawaii.
So you're saying I'm ready to do this special.
Yeah.
Netflix isn't doing it.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to go anywhere else, so you
Nope.
went. So I'm just going to make myself with the goal of selling it to Netflix.
That was my goal. Yeah.
So Netflix said basically, I'm not
already.
interested in you, and you said watch this.
They said not. We are full for 2017, but I had to have it on that roster.
Why do you need to be on Netflix?
because I just knew that's where it had to be. I didn't want it anywhere else. I didn't want my hour to be on anything else. I didn't want it on Hulu. I didn't want it on Amazon. I didn't want it on anything.
Why?
Because I had 2 specials that were on Comedy Central, and they shelved it. Like no one saw, and and I love those specials. By the way, I thought those were great specials, and they got shelved, and then they got lost, online, and then for some reason it ends up on Amazon. I don't know what happened. Maybe Comedy Central made a deal with Amazon, or I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I
but
saw that trying to get it on Amazon, but you have to pay for it still.
You still, and I don't mind paying, but the fact that it's hard to find.
Yeah, most people won't do it. Most people won't pay.
No, they won't pay and they won't find.
Right.
They don't want to search. And I feel like Netflix was just, I don't feel, I know.
Netflix is easy.
Man, it's just easy. It
is.
says the blueprint is right. And this was their big push for comedy. All the big names were coming that year, 2017. Right. I was like, I got to be on that year.
So
I want to be on that.
So when they said no to you, it must have been 2016. They said no.
2015.
2 years in advance.
Yeah, 215.
So how long?
The end of 215. So the end of 215, and then 216, I shot it myself.
When?
Right around, man, don't quote me. You're going to have to quote
Within
me.
months.
But like within months, yeah. So about April-ish.
So you decided to do this on your own and got the venue together, sold out 30,000 seats, and got everybody to go to Hawaii.
That's coming in hot. I'm talking about live from
thank
Seattle.
you. I'm sorry. So the live from Seattle and 2 shows. What is that seat?
That was about 3,000 total, or 4,000 tickets.
Okay, so in 4 months you sell 6,000 tickets.
Yeah.
For this special,
Yeah.
and also you have to, the comedian, you're not really taking care of like the merchandise and all the stuff that happens there and the food. Do you have to deal with any of that?
No.
So what do you
Not that night. That night I didn't sell anything.
So merchandise. You're
No.
saying. So when you say I'm doing this myself, what do? You pick the venue.
I picked the venue.
And then how do
Had to be the More. Had to be the More.
You've played the more before then.
I played the More before. Plus, it's just iconic. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm from Tacoma. I'm from Seattle, and that's Pearl Jam shot their video there. It's just like,
so this place means something.
it
to you.
meant a lot to me, and I wanted to bring it home.
And then you do the first show. Do you feel like you got it in the can?
Nope. No, that first show I was so fucking mad.
Mad because of how you performed?
Yeah, I didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it. I remember they were going to put a jib. Michelle and Shannon were going to put a jib in the left side of the theater. And I go, we can't have that there. Like it's not going to look right. So I told them to get rid of the jib. And when we did that, I think that's when I was like on fire. I knew I had it then. I don't know what it was, but that jib,
show had jib.
First show, they were getting ready to put the jib in, and I told them no, and that's when I knew, okay, I got this. But that first show, I wasn't right in the head. The second show, I was right in the head because I didn't have to worry about the jib and all this stuff.
Why are we worrying about the jib? This is such a nuanced thing. I'm sorry, I'm stressing over. I'm just confused. If you got rid of the jib before the first show,
because all the stress of like. The
Needing
first,
to
I was
control.
it was a lot of the like,
Yeah.
It's got to have this, and we got to push that. We got to push my logo back because I need a back shot. And then they were like, but we can't do that because we're gonna have to move this forward. And I go, but we have to show the third balcony.
Yeah, I noticed. I love this about you. During your specials, that one in particular is where I noticed you spend a lot of time looking up to them.
Yeah.
I remember I saw Dane Cook incidentally at the Laugh Factory once, looking to the second balcony, which you can't see that well.
Yeah.
But they feel like, he told me, everyone wants to feel like you want them there.
Yeah.
And I've never seen any. Maybe I haven't noticed it.
Yeah.
But I saw Dane do it that time,
Yeah.
and then when you do it, it stood out
Yeah.
to me. And you're looking up at that balcony a lot.
Yeah.
Is that something you learned to do? Because it's hard. It's hard to see up there.
It is hard, but when you look, you engage.
Yep.
So you bring them in,
That's
and
what
you
he
got to
said.
remember, man, your biggest fans are the third balcony. That's your biggest fan base right there.
I think
Those
I
are your
get
most
that.
loyal fans.
Explain that to me, though.
Because those are the worst fucking seats.
And they still want to come.
And they came.
Right.
So you got to look at them.
Yeah.
You got to look. And I do look. And you will see, like, you won't see their face, but you will see a silhouette of a hand.
Yeah.
Or you will see a hand point. And when they do that, and you'll see me sometimes, I'll point because I really am acknowledging them. Like, you got to engage the whole room like that. That's why they become your friend that night. That's why they all it all starts to move. The chemistry starts to move.
I can't imagine that feeling. At best, the experiences I've had, and I've done some really cool shows, they've been cool venues that came out, and I happen to be part of that show. They're not coming to see me.
Yeah.
To sell something out like that, and those people up there, and they're not there for comedy, they're there for you. Is there a way to explain what that feels like?
I can't explain it. I really can't. I remember I tripped out after Live from Seattle hit.
Hit meaning came out.
When it came out, literally the whole year just sold out within minutes. Like it was just completely sold out.
You're saying your tour. Is that
Sorry,
when
I
that
mean,
started happening? Because I remember.
I mean, I was already selling out.
That's what,
Like,
I always heard that you always sell out. Dalia would always tell me how just all your shows sell out.
It was crazy.
Before that.
Chris, I would take Chris on the road, and this is like Chris D'Elia. I would take him on the road for. I took him on the road for almost over a year, and even back then, I was doing like 9-10 shows sold out at the Improvs.
But those are smaller venues. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they were 300 seaters or 400 seats. But I mean, after 10 shows, that's 4,000 tickets.
What's that? That's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. And then it got to the point where I was doing 16, 18 shows.
You mean because you did 2 weeks at a place?
I would do 2 weeks. Yeah, like the Cobb's or
Are you married at the time when you're doing those things?
Yeah. It was crazy.
That's your whole life.
It is my whole life. And that's why I miss a lot.
What do you mean?
Well, like with my son and stuff like that, like I missed a lot, but like, you know, he understands that sacrifice is for him. You know what I mean?
I see him a lot with you on social.
Yeah.
Is it different now? Is he old enough to come around? Is that why?
Finally, that was the depressing part, because, you know, when that stuff was happening and I was on the road for so long, and I still am, he still didn't understand what I was doing. You know, it wasn't until he hit like about 12,
Didn't understand,
13.
meaning doesn't understand your material, or doesn't know what a stand-up is?
Just didn't understand what that was, what I was, and why are people walking up to me, and why are people saying your jokes to me, you know, because I was doing a lot of jokes about him, and he just wasn't getting it, and he didn't like it. Now it's like he gets it. His friends watch me.
Does he like you? You talk about your son. You talk about your
Yeah.
son in a way that if you talked about me that way, I wouldn't care. But I feel like I'm a certain type of person.
Yeah.
You talk, and I don't want to give away any jokes that you talk about on the special, but you
You can give them away.
yeah,
Yeah.
So your bit where he has a really good head of hair.
Yeah.
And he asks you, he's worried about losing it, and
Yeah.
you feel defeated. And
Yeah.
the special's so funny. Coming in hot on Netflix. Sincerely watch it. But this bit at the end is you feeling butthurt about it, but then he comes to you and is upset because he's growing out his pubic hair.
Yeah.
But his penis isn't growing
Yeah.
yet. And here's your chance to fuck with him.
You want to hear a crazy thing about that joke? And mind you, when he said that to me, he was 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
When I shot Coming In Hot, he was 15. He just turned 15. So it was already kind of stale, but I had to do the joke.
Yeah, well, you said he's you did a future thing, and you said that's his 30-year-old voice with a 15-year-old.
Yeah. But that when he said that to me, he really said that to me about when he came up to me. He was like, "Dad, my pubic hairs are growing, but my penis isn't growing." And he said that to me when he was like 12, 13. And I was like, I got to shoot that. I got to get this out, because it was killing on the road. And I'm like, I have to do this.
So when you say it's stale, you mean just because you had been doing it for
Well,
years?
it's just, it's just when he turned 15, I was like, oh, it's not going to make sense. It's like no 15-year-old is going to be like, hey, Dad, my penis isn't
I
growing.
didn't think about that.
I know because I kind of kept it down. I downplayed it. I made his voice kind of young sounding.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but like that wasn't the reality anymore. Like that happened when he was 12, 13. You know what I mean? And I remember when that first fucking happened, I died laughing on the couch when he came up to me and said that. And I went on, I don't know where I was. I was on the road and I did it, but I did it in front of him. He came to the show with me and I walked off
So
stage.
you didn't ask him the first time?
No. And he was not having it. He was not cool with that joke.
Of course not.
Yeah, I know, but hold on. I felt bad because I really did feel like, oh, okay.
This is not televised, though.
No, it was just some road gig, and it was like an improv, because it had to have been local because he came with
Right.
me, and I was just like, oh shit, like I felt so bad because I can tell that he wasn't happy, and then I go, I know what it is. I'm not talking about me, and that's when I started That's why I turn it on me. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's
if you
a
see the
5-minute
joke,
bit about how little your dick is.
yeah, but I did that for him. I really did.
I believe you.
100%.
I mean, that's where the joke should also go.
Exactly, but I wasn't. The joke was always on him, and I would end it at that. And then I was like, oh, I get it. Like he's mad because I'm making fun of him. I got to show him that it's okay.
It really felt like you were standing up for little dicks around the world, saying, "Who gives a shit? My dick's little."
Yeah.
And it was like the most confident you could be about having a little dick is almost the last 5 minutes of your special. And he likes it now. He doesn't care.
So just moments before I walk out onto to tape that special, before they let the crowd into the venue, he looked at me and he goes, "Dad, you got to do that joke. You got to do
On tape night,
tape night."
but you close with it.
I'm telling you, man, I was really not going to do that bit. And I'll tell you off camera the bit that I wanted to do that night.
That did not make it on.
I didn't do it. I dropped it.
Huh.
Yeah. That bit is going to be on the next special. But I was literally, you can ask anybody in my crew. There's a particular bit that I have on my stepdad that I was going to close with. And he said it to me. He said it to me right before they let him in. He's like, "Dad, you have to do that joke." He goes, "You have to close with that joke." It's crazy. I was supposed to wear white. I was supposed to wear white Prestos that night. My son was like, "Don't go on stage with those." And then I had Hirachis on, and he goes, "Don't wear those, Dad. This is a very big special. You have to wear something special."
Do you listen to him?
So we opened. I made my friend open his store out there, and we held the crowd before we started taping.
So you get those
my
new kicks?
opener. Yeah.
Those are cool shoes. My girlfriend even commented on the whole
Yeah,
outfit.
my Prestos. And it was crazy because I was wearing those Prestos for almost 2 years before we taped the damn thing. And for some reason, I decided not to wear them that night. And my son was like, "What are you doing? Like, you got to wear those, Dad." And we literally had him come and deliver those to me.
What makes you want to listen to the advice your son is giving you?
Because
about
he's
what to wear?
right. He's the ear to the ground, man. He's
What does that
the
mean? 'Cause
new.
he's young?
He's young. He knows. He's hip. My son is hip. And I'm not saying just listen to any kid, but my son's...
He does seem super cool.
He's
And
really
I see
cool,
myself in
man.
him.
I was about to... Yeah, that's true. No, seriously. I love what you're doing. I think you're amazing. And seriously. And but he also told me not to walk out to a certain song. So I had a song that I picked out that we already cleared. And you know all about clearance.
I
How
love
much it
clearance.
costs. You know how much it costs.
Sure.
It's a very big fucking deal.
Yes.
Especially when you have deadlines.
Does he?
Especially when you have deadlines with a company called Netflix.
Why is he telling you on the day? Did he not know
He
beforehand?
didn't know. I flew him in the night before, and he came in and saw the run through, and then I did my walkout, and then
And
he
your run
came,
through, you don't do the whole show.
No, I just did the walkout,
Right.
the walkout and the intro, and then he looked at me. He came out of the editing bay, and he was just like, "No, man, Dad, you can't come out to that song."
And you said, "Yep, right away."
100%. 100%. He came out with my opener, Chase. Chase DeRusso was with him.
Shout out
And-
to Chase DeRusso.
Yeah, seriously. And he ran out with Joe, and then my son goes, "Dad, you can't come out to that song." And I looked at him and I go, "Okay, cut it." And I looked right at Shannon and Michelle. I go, "Cut that song." And they were like, "Why? Like, why? You got that song's perfect." And I was like, "No, cut it." I walked out to nothing on that taping.
I had a question for
No
you.
music. I walked out complete silence.
Oh, I didn't realize that because you had
Yeah.
nothing cleared.
I had nothing cleared.
I want to rewatch the beginning of that because you put music in, right?
I had to buy that song.
After.
Yep. And Joe was like, "You have to play that song because that's the song we were playing all week when I was like going
What's
through
the song?
It was Lil Wayne.
And you then afterwards buy it and have to get a certain rate for Netflix.
And that cost, you know.
I don't know. I would love to hear how much that song costs.
You know how much it costs. It costs a lot of money.
Okay.
You know that.
I don't know how much. All songs are different.
Yeah.
I had a question for you about the closer, which is already answered, but that I still want to acknowledge. You got one of the guys' names, Malcolm, in the front row.
Yeah.
And you
Who I didn't know.
Of course. Well, not of course, but I assumed that you didn't know.
Yeah.
But also
I couldn't believe how well that played.
It played so well.
It was fucking crazy.
And then the call that you had you were talking about that if you have a small dick, it's totally fine. You just make sure that your credit gets bigger. And then you did what I was thinking about when you talked about your biggest fans are up there. You talked about back there, it's bad credit, and they're allowed to have, you have to have a big dick up there. And then you the callback that you had, which was the only thing you could have done, which was the perfect thing to say, was just you acknowledged that this person kind of razzed you for saying that you need to have a big dick, and then you called them up. But it was so perfect, connected with this. I thought it was choreographed.
I know.
And you would never. I mean, what a fucking out.
Crazy.
And what do you remember out of the 4 shows? Which one that happened?
We only taped 2.
I thought you did. You said there was 4.
We had 4.
What do you mean you only taped 2?
We only taped 2.
Why do 4? Because you sold that many tickets?
We sold that many tickets.
So on your tape night, you said, "Fuck it, while we're here,
Yeah.
I'll do 15,000 more people."
Yeah.
Was it? Did you tape and then not tape, or was there one tape night where you did 2 in a row?
We taped the day before Thanksgiving. No, we taped the day after Thanksgiving.
So you did 2 shows that weren't taped.
Yeah.
And then you said, "Got it."
Yep.
And now you're doing 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And so 1 and 2 you closed differently.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No. 1 and 2. Yeah, we closed differently.
So 1 and 2 you
because
did
on tape on show 2, I closed with rice. How to make rice.
Yeah. You know what? We'll cut to a clip.
She taught me how to make rice. I remember that day. I'm going to teach you how to make rice, and this is the only time I'm going to teach you. Okay. How do I do it? You take a couple scoops of rice, Joseph, put it in the pot. Put water in the pot, squish it around. Clean the rice like that. If the water's cloudy, the rice is dirty, pour that water out. Put more water in there, squish it around. Squish it around. If the water is still cloudy, the rice is dirty, pour that water out. Continue the process, Joseph, until the water is clear. When the water is clear, add water. It's ready to cook. Well, then how much water do I add? Just fill it to this line right here, Joseph. This is how you cook perfect rice. I want the world to know that right now. This is an ancient fucking secret. Every Asian knows how to make rice, and this is how you do it. You don't need a measuring cup, and you don't need a fucking rice cooker. All you need is rice, a pot, and this fucking line right here.
And we're back. You know what's crazy about rice is I forgot to do it.
What do you
And
mean you forgot to do it?
That I knew that joke was going to go like, I knew it was going to be huge. I knew the rice joke was going to be huge. And for some reason, there were so many fucking things that happened, Rick, you don't even understand. There was a guy that was so fucking drunk, threw up on a chick in front of him, and we couldn't
threw up
stop
on a chick in front?
Yeah, he threw up, or someone threw up, and it was just...
What's a chick in front?
No, he threw up on a chick.
Oh, a chick in front.
Yeah, and it was on my right side. So it was fucking crazy, man. So we couldn't even go to the right side because there was just fucking chaos going over there.
This is on the first tape night.
It was on the first tape, and it fucked us hard. And it got this is like behind the scenes shit that you don't even know about. But I stopped everything, and I literally said, "I go, hey man, I got $1 million worth of fucking cameras here, and you're not gonna fuck me on my night. Now shut the fuck up." And I go and roll tape, and we started the tape again.
I mean, I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, man. It was crazy.
So Live from Seattle and Comin in Hot,
Yeah.
both your first tapings didn't go as well as the second one.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Did the final edit use mostly the second shows?
Mostly second shows.
And
I was in the editing bay for both, by the way.
you got to be. I feel like I would have to be.
You man, 100. Don't ever like let someone do your work.
Yeah.
Like that's your body of work.
Well,
that's like a painter painting and then letting someone else color it in. Like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah, the edits, the editing. Who gives a shit? I'm going to get into my romantic love affair with editing, but it literally makes everything.
Everything.
I mean,
and no disrespect to the initial edit. Like that body of work is hard too, to gather the footage and put it up there for you. But it takes your eye to understand, like, yo, you need to pull out on this one. You need to use camera 3 on this. Can we go wide on that one? Like, that's you.
Do you find that you might be in love with certain takes or certain shots that maybe are to the detriment of the final product that you have to have a battle with the director about?
Man, that's a great question, man. Yeah, because there was a
And
couple.
who wins?
Well, I win inevitably. How do you say that word?
Inevitably.
Inevitably.
Yeah.
See, new teeth.
Not that
But
new.
there was a couple where we battled. and then that wasn't necessarily with the director. It was more of the production.
Is the production Netflix?
No, it was Shannon, Michelle and Shannon, and it was just a couple of little arguments, but I won, but it took a lot of arguing to get my point across.
I don't want to not have time to go back to still the Live from Seattle because that blows my mind.
Live from Seattle?
Yeah, that you said that something. It's basically you ask the girl out and she says no, and then you go and you work out, and then she wants you, and it's like, but instead of working out, you're saying. I mean, I don't want to have to talk numbers, but you said you were broke. I mean,
broke.
That's a huge gamble.
Everything.
Which is dependent not on it being good. It could have been a great product.
Yeah.
They still have to say yes.
Still have to sell it.
And if they don't want it,
and
they say, but maybe next year, there's maybe some shelf life to that they feel, you feel.
That's right. Thank you for pointing that out, man. That's why that's special. That's why I had to tape it. Because there were jokes where like it's not going to be relevant anymore because my son's going to be 15 in like 3 years. So I have to do this now.
So you do it. First show doesn't go well.
No.
You know that. Are you now like amped up? I'm about to fucking crush it. Or
second show, I was
beforehand.
Fucking fired.
You knew that I
knew I had it.
this.
I knew on the first, like I was rough on the first one, and I knew what I was doing wrong. And I remember I was just in my head a lot because there were so many things that I was telling I didn't want, and I was doing a lot of producing.
Right.
And then the second one, I was like, man, I'm gonna go out swinging on this one, and I went swinging. And I remember when I first walked out, what I said when I first walked out was literally off the top of my head because I remember telling myself, don't do a routine because that's not you.
Well, you try to never open up with a routine?
Yeah. And the first one I opened up as a routine because that was the note, like just get to it. And I was like, yeah, but that's not me. You know what I mean? Like I like to go out there and feel it first and then and work the joke in and make it feel more natural instead of it sounding like it's just coming out of my mouth. So like there were 3 jokes that just organically came out of my mouth.
Dude, I would love to, if it's possible, and we'll do it however long later to have you back. And I still, because I could have a whole podcast talking to you about that.
Oh, thank you.
And knowing when to do your jokes and when to kind of groove into it.
Yeah.
And I struggle repeat when something doesn't work. I want to figure it out.
Yeah.
Once it works, I feel like I got it, and it's hard for me to do it again.
Yeah.
I have nothing to show for that. I have no special. I have material that I thought was great that I can't do anymore. Why can't you start with a joke? Why do you who knows your material works?
That's just me though.
Yeah, but I know that's why you have material that you trust.
Everyone's different though, Rick. Like you shouldn't like whatever it is that you are, be you.
Yeah, but I've been doing it for 12 years, and
that's fine.
If Netflix offered me a special now, I'd say no. You know what I mean?
But you know in your head that you're not ready for that.
That's why I think the only way I could get ready is to not be so romantic on coming, like feeling it in a moment.
Yeah.
I need to trust the blocks.
But I've seen clips of you and I've seen you on stage and I'm like, oh, that's Rick. That's the same Rick that came to my car today. It's the same.
That's the same Rick that the Comedy Store says I'm too polarizing. They don't want me there. It's the same Rick where the Laugh Factory doesn't have me up at, and it's also the same Rick who for the past 3 years I feel like I'm fucking hilarious. And I don't know if they remember me from before I thought I was funny, or if there's something else that I'm unaware of.
Yeah.
But I think that the obstacle that I struggle with the most is repeating material, and I know the material is good.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's another thing, and it's not that I
No,
can't
that's good.
do it. What's good?
That's good that you have that mentality because there's a lot of cats that stay in the game doing the same shit.
Yeah, but
nonstop.
even you wanted to. You know what? I want to put this out now so I can move on to the next thing. Like you have your joke with your stepfather. You said it was that you didn't do now, so you'll put it in the next thing.
Yep. And can I say something though? I haven't done that joke.
Right, you saving it.
I'm saving it, and I know I have it, and I'm completely writing because I already know that when this next special drops, I have another hour already.
I wonder, and maybe this is an obvious thing, I wonder if I should, once I have something that I like, write it down, and then like, once I have a page or two, whatever 45 to an hour is, then try and put those all together and do it. In the meantime, just fuck around. I mean, fuck around. It's not real. It's still working out. I think I just have an idea of how I want to do this now.
Yeah.
Say, when you have something, it doesn't mean throw it away.
No.
It means Stop doing it so you love it again soon.
Exactly.
And then build it when you have.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
an amazing thing that we do. And we're in our heads the most. But the one thing that you said that you just said right now is like you were concerned about the store and the Laugh Factory, and this is the reason why I'm not blah 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 blah. Right? You said all that, right? I'm not going to repeat what you said, but you know what you said. And I could have done the same thing when Netflix said no to me.
Right.
I could have been like doing that. Like, oh, but Netflix, blah, 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 blah. And then you get in your head, and then you end up neglecting you.
Yeah, go
And
on.
you get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, my whole thing is like, yeah, I went and shot it because I knew I was good. And I don't need the acceptance of what you said earlier.
I feel
And
a
I
little
think that's in
defensive
your
right
head.
I feel a little defensive right now because I have accepted that for what it is a while ago. And I at most, it's an obstacle, but there's no resentment toward it as far as, oh, they don't like me, I'm not good enough, or even they don't like me, fuck them, I'll show them. I
Yeah.
kind of want to be more the latter. It's just Bobby Lee said to me a long time ago, and this was right when the Comedy Store basically said that they're not going to have me pass me there, and I was upset. I don't remember my mindset, or do I know if I had enough awareness in that moment?
Yeah.
But basically, I talked to Bobby about it, and Bobby said everybody has their obstacles. He told me some of his. He told me like things that I have done that he didn't do in that order, and it's like, oh yeah, this is just an obstacle. I am totally cool with
okay.
that. What I'm talking more about is, and I've talked about this in other podcasts, and I don't want to take too much time with this now because we got to wrap this up shortly.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, and I had a lot of obstacles as a kid that I outgrew and adapted past, and comedy is a huge part of it. But something that stuck with me that I didn't even realize until a few years ago was how much awareness I lacked. I assumed everyone thought what I was thinking. Not they should be thinking that. I knew what they were thinking, and I was wrong. And then I had to develop this new skill set of recognizing even if my intentions are A, I can't negate the fact that people are receiving B, C, D, and E, right?
Yeah.
So I start to look for patterns. And if somebody doesn't think I'm funny, so be it. But if this club and this comic and this person and my friend doesn't want to take me on the road and this person doesn't want to do this, it's not fuck them or I'm not good enough. But there is a moment that I have to sit back and be like, okay, all these variable things have one fixed constant, and that's me. So I do want to check in with maybe, Rick, I am being inefficient with my stage time. Maybe I am taking too big of swings. I'm not saying I am. I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
But it's only been a few years that I've been checking in with myself and realizing, okay, I think I'm funny. Finally, I'm not doing the things I don't have these accomplishments that are goals of mine that I want. What? If the puzzle piece doesn't fit, doesn't mean stop playing with the puzzle, but turn it and figure it out. So I'm in that place. So when I have someone opposite me who, for whatever reason, we don't know each other that well, all I want to do is play with you and connect with you, and I get your energy. It's a similar thing for me. However, you're doing these things. I do want a question of like, oh, not that there's a blueprint, but it does make me like, yeah, he also loves to do stuff that is not straight into the routine like me, but then you get to the routine.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I always want to open with something and then get to it, but I'm having too much fun, and then I'll never get to it.
Yeah.
It works. I had a realization just now, as I'm repeating myself, of that stuff that works, don't cast it aside. I want to literally put those in a box.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. Anyway, I'm rambling now, and I don't want to.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it, man.
I love this conversation so much. I'm feeling emotional.
And one thing I love the most is when I talk to somebody about something, right? And it's like I feel like I'm rambling or I'm talking too much, but I'm also listening to my own advice. And like sometimes we need to do that.
What advice did you say to me that you re-listened to?
No. Well, I just love the fact that I said that how you weren't accepted at certain clubs. And that was me too, man. You know what I mean? And I remember when I wasn't getting, certain things, and I was just hating the fact that I wasn't getting it yet. And
were you hating it? What were you hating? Were you hating that they didn't like you, or that you weren't?
I was hating the fact that there were cats that I knew I was either at the same level or better than.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sucks to ever compare, but we do it.
But we do it.
I know.
But you have the choice to hate. and spend all your energy all day on Twitter hating on that, or you can accept the fact that, hey, it's possible to reach that level.
Look what they did.
Look what they did.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to learn how to, you got to swallow your ego and your pride and go, it's possible. It's there. And everyone gets their own mountaintop, Rick. You know what I mean? If you ever fly over the Rockies, there's not enough people in the fucking world to stand on each mountaintop in the Rockies.
Yeah.
And I know that's a stupid
I get it.
scenario,
I
but what
am
I'm saying is
inspired
you
by my
have your own mountain. Don't look at someone else's mountain and be like, oh, I got to climb up that. No, you got your own.
Yeah, I can't climb up that mountain. I don't have the skill set that a lot of my peers have to do that.
Yeah,
for better
you
or
do,
worse.
and stop saying that.
I don't mean I don't have a skill set. I'm just saying that it's the same sport but a different position. I don't do that. I can't do that. I'm not trying to do that. But it is inspiring to see that, and at the same time, I do start to feel like, maybe I'm climbing up. Maybe I.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll have
It's in
another
and out.
conversation.
Okay,
This is good.
I love this.
Yeah,
so
man.
much.
This is good.
There's a
Hey, remember, no one's doing this.
what is this?
No one,
3 cameras.
No one's doing this. As much as you like to play this down, no one's doing that. And that's when I see this, when I walk in, it inspires me. So just remember that. You're inspiring me right now. I don't know. Take that for what it is. You have shitty coffee, but you're an inspiration too, man. So you gotta learn how to appreciate yourself. Don't ever don't use negative stuff to.
I'm not saying I'm not, but have I represented myself as doing that? Because I don't know if I am. I feel like I'm a positive.
No, you are very positive, but you shouldn't say stuff like it's a different league or a different game. No, it's not. We're all in the same game, man. Like, you know what I mean? You have a different position on the court, but you're
Right.
still the best at that fucking position.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that
sometimes
does
feel
that make any sense?
I feel like sometimes I'm the best at that position, but that position isn't a position. Like there's the point guard, the shooting guard, the small, the big, and the center, and I'm the.
Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan, but he needed Dennis Rodman. Who the fuck wants Dennis Rodman? Honestly, who?
does that
The
mean? Everyone.
Spurs. The Spurs had Dennis Rodman, but Michael needed Dennis Rodman.
So what you're saying is, are you saying I'm Michael Jordan, right?
You can be Michael Jordan. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be. What I'm saying is
I
every
understand.
position on the court is valuable.
All right.
And I'm just saying, I don't like it when people say stuff like, you know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
You don't need to say that.
I hear you.
You should say like, yo.
Well, I didn't talk about, because I talk about in too many podcasts, juxtapose your thing, is I do like talk kindly about how big my penis is a lot.
Good. That'll get work.
Yeah, you think
Right?
so?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really great penis, and the jokes.
Damn it.
And I do really funny stuff that I don't know if it's stand up, but it's funny, and I'm doing it on a stand up stage. Joe, you have a podcast, The Koi Pond.
Mm-hmm. Will you please be on it?
I would love to be on it.
I would love it.
And I'm sorry that I don't remember. What's the tour that you're on right now called?
Just kidding.
Just kidding. And that's a world tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sold out Radio City.
Radio City, we just added
Sold
another
out the
forum. We added another
Which
forum.
is cool, man. That's the new. Obviously, you're a basketball fan. I'm a huge basketball fan. That's where Golden State's playing now.
Oh, no, the forum in L.A.
It's not the Forum. Excuse me.
The
yes,
Chase
that's Forum.
Arena.
The Chase Arena.
No,
you're
but I
doing.
added another forum.
The second show.
And then I added another Chase Arena. And then, it's crazy that I'm doing arenas.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
You're going around the world doing them.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's family lives in Australia, as
Yeah.
you know where the coffee comes from, and we saw that you have a whole bunch of Australia dates.
Nuts.
JoeCoy.com. It goes through next year.
Yeah, man.
And this is great. This was great, man.
I love you.
The much like the specials, I find that because I do back-to-back podcasts, the second one usually goes well. I want to do the next one. I want to start off with this stand-up talk. So are you ready to do it real quick?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do it again right now, and I might use some of this in the...
I love you.
Okay, I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Dude, that was fun.
Real quick, now that it's off, I do want to let you know I wasn't meaning like a joke. I have a huge dick.
And no joke, I know you do. I know you do, Rick. I know you have a huge dick.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah!
Sit here. I looked at this and just a smile. I might use this for the thumbnail. Well, you don't have to sit, I guess, but at least have your head in it. You smiling?
Yeah,
Great, we got it.
that's good. I love you, man.